In this guide, I'm going to show you everything you could possibly need to know about mob grinding utilities. So, starting off then, we have the Ender inhibitor. You could just right click and turn this on and off, and it's going to inhibit Enderman nearby from teleporting away, up to 8 blocks. We have the Wither Boss Death Muffler. It will get rid of the death noise of withers. So if you're farming them, this is fantastic to have nearby. And you can right click it to actually put these little sunglasses on, and it will show you that it's now hiding the boss bars as well. Same with the Ender Dragon, gets rid of their death noise, and you can hide the boss bars. We then have entity conveyors. They are placed the way you're, opposite of where you're facing, so it'll come towards you. As you can see, if I wanted them to come that way, it would go like this. And as you can see, it will actually teleport you down as well. Not teleport, but push you down, sorry. The idea is that with those, and also the mob fan, that you have something like the iron spikes at the end to kill the mob automatically. Before we get into the video, thank you so much to G-Portal for sponsoring this video. You can get Minecraft or a plethora of other games on their library here through their Game Cloud system, meaning you can buy as much RAM as you need for, say, a Minecraft server, and if you've got any left over or you want to add more, you can add other servers from different games into your Game Cloud and switch them out throughout the month as you wish. They have servers all over the world, as you can see here, and give you protection from DDoS attacks, 24/7 support, databases, and the server is immediately online. If you're looking for a specific mod pack in Minecraft, you can simply search it up, like our Patreon server, which we host on RLcraft. You can see it also recommends how much gigabytes you need. I, as a content creator with a community, need to make sure that it's a company I can trust, and my server runs beautifully, better than even running it myself, and I have a lot of experience in running servers. So if you want 10% off your first order with G-Portal, check out the link in my description, and don't forget you can always join the Patreon to support the channel, and also join the Patreon-only RLcraft server. Then we have the mob fan. You can turn this on and off with a lever. You can tell if it's on or off because the fan is actually physically on. It will push you as well, as you can see, so do be careful of how you use this. If we go inside it, we can add some upgrades for the width, the height, and the distance. You can have 3 for height and width and up to 10 for the distance. And I've got the max on here, as you can see. You can just take out 5 and it now won't go as far. Or you can add them. I can take out these. You can see it's a lot thinner, etc., etc. And we can hide the working area or show the working area at all times if we like. Iron spikes are pretty self-explanatory. You would want to push your mobs down and then land on these and it'll kill them. But how are we going to collect everything from those mobs? Well, we have here the absorption hopper. This is really interesting. It's going to collect up nearby items and also XP. One thing to note on here is that you'll see on here on iron spikes will also drop mobs XP, but they do not count as player kills. Whereas something I'm going to show you later, which is a mob masher, which is more advanced, they do count as player kills. So depending on what you're doing, you may want player kills or not. But both will, the iron spikes will drop XP. So the absorption hopper vacuums up items and XP orbs in a 7x7 area. So if I right click into the absorption hopper, you can see that I've pressed down. I'm saying down is fluid. And I've put a singularity tank also from the same mod beneath it. So it's going to be pushing out any XP fluids beneath it. So if I just get some zombie eggs and just wait for them to die, all the XP is going to be collected up by the absorption hopper, and then it's going to go down with fluid. And as you can see, it's also collecting the nearby drops, and we can see the area that it is collecting in. If we want to change that area, we can use an offset, as you can see here. And you can offset on different sides. It's collecting the item drops in that area. Maybe you want to put those into a chest. So what we can do is, I don't know which way. Let's say up, because it's easy. Because I know which way up is. So as you can see, it's not connecting, and I can say up, item. And can you see it's pushing the items into that chest? And below is going to be XP. Any dropped XP nearby will go into there. And I can actually use, I should be able to use Bottle of Enchanting for an example here. Yes, can you see it's all going into the singularity tank? Which is then going into, sorry, it's all going to the absorption hopper, which is then going into the tank. And it does have its own, if I said none down, it will have its own actual tank inside. As you can see here, it will store up items and also XP in here. And you can hide and show the working area. So beneath then we've got the singularity tank. You can bucket things in. It works as a normal tank and can store up to 32 buckets. You can also attach an XP tap, which when I right click, lets all the XP out, and the player actually can then absorb it as player orbs, XP orbs. If I go into survival and I wanted to get all of my XP into a tank, we can use the XP drain singularity tank. When standing on it, this is going to drain the player of all of their experience. Oh my goodness, these slimes. Oh my god. Oh gosh. I forgot. Of course, I'm in survival, aren't I? So the singularity tank can just be used as a tank. You can add an XP tap to it to get your XP out into orbs that the player can collect. An XP drain singularity tank you stand on top of, and it will drain you of your XP orbs. Tinted glass will mean that no light gets through, even though you can see. So for spawning mobs, etc. We've got the XP solidifier. So liquid XP in here, like from your singularity tanks, you can then pipe using, I don't know, mechanism or something like that. You do need to pipe the XP into here. Or use buckets like I'm using here. Buckets of liquid XP. What you then do is you make an XP mold, and then you just use it in the crafting grid. So it's made from an XP bucket, some gold nuggets, XP mold jelly baby, and then the jelly baby you put into here, and the liquid XP you can say where to push it out to, but this is going to make XP jelly babies, and you can eat them for XP. And as you can see, it says push south. If it says west, once the thing comes up, can you see the arrows pointing west? If it's south, it's pointing that way. You can see the arrows pointing that way, and it'll automatically go into the chest. So it's telling it which way to output the jelly babies to. What do we use the jelly babies for in the XP solidifier? Well, we have the entity spawner. Here we have XP jelly babies. You put them in the middle slot. And then we have the zombie spawn egg. So if you want to spawn zombies, then you put that spawn egg in the top. But it does need a spawn egg in order to spawn them. And I do believe this is not spawning because it does actually need it to be dark, I think. Let's just test out this theory. Clearly nothing is... Oh, no. Sorry, it doesn't need it to be dark. I'm so stupid. It just needs a lever. There you go, look. And you can see it's turned on now. And it should start spawning zombies. Attempting spawn. And no spawn. Okay, so maybe it does need dark. So if I use the tinted glass, we can test this out. There is some upgrades for these machines I'm going to show you in just a moment. There you go. And now you can see that the zombies are spawning inside. And you could just have iron spikes under here or something ready to kill them. There is also solidified XP, which you can bounce on. It's very bouncy, as you can see. And then we have the mob masher. This is basically an upgraded version of the iron spikes. If we go inside, you can add sharpness upgrades, looting upgrades, fire aspect upgrades, smite, Bane of Anthropods, and beheading. And you can add up to 10 of all of those upgrades. And just like the iron spikes, when they stand on this or go around it, they will obviously be killed. And you can turn this on and off with a lever as well. A few extra things. Let's go to mob. So you've got the fan upgrades we've looked at. We've got all the other upgrades we've looked at. And then we also have the absorption radius upgrade. This upgrade is for the absorption hopper. You can put those in here, a maximum of 6, and it will upgrade the range to quite a big area that it'll absorb XP, etc. from. There's also the XP speed upgrade, entity spawner height upgrade, and entity spawner width upgrade. And these 3 upgrades are all for this one here, which is the entity spawner, which is actually called, I don't remember the actual name of it, entity spawner. I was right. Last thing is what we could do with chickens, apart from this monocle, which doesn't seem to have a recipe. So I think you can get this in like treasure chests, etc. if your mod pack has added it. And there is also dark oak stone, which doesn't have a recipe either. And I can't seem to really find anything online about this block. I'm not sure if it does anything. I'm really sorry. I just can't find anything on it. And it has no recipe. But what I can tell you about is the chicken feeds. So there's 3 different feeds: nutritious, GM, and GM chicken feed cursed. So the GM chicken feed, you need to get a mob swab, a fluid XP bucket, and some seeds. So a mob swab made very simply. What you do is you go up to a mob and right click it, and it shows mob swab used. You then use it with what I just said to make the GM chicken feed. And when you feed it to a chicken, I mean, this is just mental. So there's our chicken, and we're going to use the GM chicken feed. And what happens is it gets bigger and bigger and explodes into some feathers, which is just absolutely hilarious. Terrible, but hilarious. We've also got the GM chicken feed that's cursed, needing a spider's eye, etc. It will make, well, I'll show you what it will make. I feed that to my chicken, it explodes and gives you a nasty, rotten egg. What does the rotten egg do? Well, it creates a 555 area of dreadful dirt. Oh, gosh, how dreadful. And then the nutritious chicken feed will also explode the chicken, but gives you a golden egg. And the golden egg will make... There we go. It's delightful dirt. TLDR, delightful dirt spawns passive mobs like these. Fantastic for making a mob farm for cows and chickens, etc. All in one place. Whereas the dreadful dirt, well, that's a bit different. That is quite dreadful. Spawns more hostile mobs, but will ignite in daylight if exposed to the sky, and you need light level of 5 and above to stop hostile mob spawns, and it will burn away in the sun. So there you go, guys. That is everything you need to know in Mob Grinding Utilities.